Here's how my client Matthew gained 5 kg of muscle in just 90 days, all from a free challenge. Now I'm making this video because so many people watched my last free training or my last kind of client case study with Davey, who lost 5 kg. And this is for all the people that said, oh, but I'm looking to bulk up, or I want to gain weight. And I completely understand, because that's actually how I started as well. So let's dive in. And this is going to be for the people that need to bulk up and build some muscle before they lose the fat. So let's go. So we have proof, promise, plan. Like I did at the start of the last one, I'm going to give you the proof, so it's transformation. I'm going to promise you at the end of this video what I'm going to deliver to you, and the plan, so how this video is kind of going to go along, and pretty much everything we're going to cover. So this is his transformation. We have 63 kg on the left, looking very skinny, very minimal muscle mass at this point. And on the right, you can actually see he almost looks a little bit smaller, but as you can see, there's a lot more definition in his shoulders, in his chest, and just a lot more, not striations, because I don't think he's that lean, but you can definitely tell there's a lot more muscle mass there. And of course, 63 kg to 68, I didn't just make up the numbers. That is his transformation. At the bottom, when you're in transformation, DM the word transformation. We'll get into that. This is just obviously from my Instagram pulled away, so not really relevant, and you obviously can't DM from a YouTube or podcast episode wherever you're listening. But proof, promise, plan. So Matthew gained 5 kg of muscle in just 3 months after joining my 14-day free lean warrior challenge. This is a challenge I run every 6 weeks or so, where you have 14 days of just complete free coaching. Obviously, after that, he's seen how valuable the free challenge was to him and decided to commit long term, and obviously it's paid off. It's gotten him the results, and you can clearly see that in the photos. He went from having no clue in the gym to building real strength, confidence, and structure in his training and eating. Before he joined this challenge, he had never been in the gym in his life. He had no idea what he was doing. His diet was here and there. He was somebody who you could say had a high metabolism, who kind of ate what they wanted and never really put on weight. In this video, I'll break down exactly what we did, the shifts in his training, the shifts that made him get into the gym to start training, the nutritional changes, and the mindset that helped him grow. So you can do the same, because when you're bulking up as a skinny guy, the mindset is you do not want to get fat, but you want to look bigger. So it's tough, because I've been there, and you'll see that later on. This video is for you if you want to gain lean muscle without spinning your wheels, build strength and confidence in and out of the gym, finally stop second guessing your bulk or feeling lost in the gym, stopping program hopping and start seeing real results. Follow a plan that works for your lifestyle, even if you're starting from zero. Another thing, if I'm covering the writing, doesn't really matter. It's just to prompt my brain to go off going off on a tangent. But the reason, if you kind of read these or heard what I said and it sounded like it's coming from the heart, is because it was. I obviously spoke to Matthew about how he felt before doing all this, and this was the biggest pain points. This is the stuff he wanted to do, and this is the stuff he got to do. So yeah, if you're watching this and you read this and you're like, that's me, you're in the right place, because it's easier to speak from a point of pain than it is a point of a point of higher up, is what you could say. But let's be honest, why you are on this video. You've probably tried to bulk or build size before, but you're stuck. You train hard, eat more, but you don't look or feel any different. All these people that say they have a high metabolism or they struggle to put on weight and muscle, yeah, this video is for you. Maybe you're scared to get fat, maybe you've never had structure, and maybe no one's shown you that you can actually do this properly. And that's what I'm here to do. I'm going to introduce myself at the end. I want to give you value first, and then I'm going to say who I am. That's exactly where Matthew was when we first started. So what was his story? Like, how did he end up going from a picture on the left to the picture on the right when he started working with me and committing to coaching? When Matthew first joined the challenge, he was completely overwhelmed. He had no structure in the gym, just guessing and hoping for the best. He was hesitant to eat more because he was scared of gaining fat. His confidence in his body was low, inside and outside the gym, but he showed up and committed to learning. That is one thing I will always say. If you're not actively committed to having a student mindset, even if you feel like you are a know-it-all, you have to be willing to learn from somebody who has been there and done it before. And that's, you could be literally anyone in the world, have a student mindset and be able to take things, try them out, and see if they're for you, because that will be the biggest lever in you making progress, in my opinion. That's why I've got a coach. That's why Usain Bolt will have a coach. That's why why can I not think of any names? That's why Ronnie Coleman will have a coach, you know, the bodybuilder. That's why literally every single person that's ever done what they wanted to do has a coach who's done it before. And that's how they make the quickest progress. But yeah, fast forward 90 days, he gained 5 kg of lean mass. Obviously, we don't know exactly if that's 5 kg of just mass. It's 5 kg of body weight. Just sounds better in the title, right? Like, it is what it is, man. Stronger in every lift, so he did gain muscle, as you've seen from the photos. And he's finally proud of how he looked and felt inside the gym and out. His family noticed it, his friends noticed it. Even every now and then he would send me a message saying that somebody had noticed his gains, like somebody commented on his biceps being bigger or his chest was more filled out. It feels small to you, but I just realized I don't know if the receiver's on. Hold on. Is the receiver on? Wait, yeah. Okay, we're good. I thought the receiver was off there. I'm gonna have to cut that out, but we'll move on. Okay, so this was the tools we actually used to get him results, because obviously it's not just putting in the work and seeing results. You actually have to use certain tools. So this is what we used. To keep up with organization, we used an app called Kahuna. This is the same as what we use for Davey, of course, which allowed him for his workout programs, nutritional guidelines, progress pictures, content library, and a community group chat to keep himself accountable, just like Davey, and he was in the same group chat with Davey to interact with him. Although they had different goals, they had the same way and similar ways of achieving them. Because since everything was in one place, there was no room for overwhelm or lack of action, just like I said for Davey. But this is what we implemented. So this was the system that got him the results, and this is the system that can get you the same results. So take notes on this part if you haven't been doing it so far. This part, you need to be taking notes because this is what's going to be the biggest change in your results. So we had a simple, repeatable strength program. No fluff, just focus on progression week after week. Matthew followed a, not 4-day plan, it was a 5-day plan, sorry. It was push-pull legs, rest, chest back, and then arms. So it would be, and then obviously another rest day. So it would be 5 days a week. And for me, that just worked best. Obviously an arm day might seem excessive, but for him, he was somebody who wanted to grow their arms. Like being very self-conscious of your arms when you're skinny was something that I faced as well. So I kind of knew that that was something he wanted to build too. Obviously we tracked his lifts, reviewed his form, and made sure every session had a goal. That was all done on this app called Kahunas, which you can search up, but that's what I use to coach. It's better than spreadsheets because they just seem boring. I don't want to bore my clients, and I would much rather pay the money to give my clients a better experience. Simple as that. And again, I'm never really bothered about profits and coaching either. But 2, structured nutrition for growth. Of course, you're going to need to be in a small surplus for bulking. It might feel like a massive surplus because of the high metabolism, which we mentioned, but it needed to work for his body, not a dirty bulk. However, the high metabolism meant that we had to be a little bit more precise. I think at a point near the end, he was eating about 3,000 calories. Again, this was because he was very active. He had college, so he was constantly getting a lot of steps in, constantly burning a lot of calories, even if he didn't mean to. It was just his genetics and his overall lifestyle. But he hit his protein goal daily, didn't feel stuffed or bloated, and actually enjoyed his meals. 3, we had mindset shifts around gaining. We reframed what bulking actually meant and not getting sloppy, but building with purpose. He learned to see food as fuel and not a fear. This is pretty simple, but it is crucial because if you do not feel like you need to bulk or bulking isn't as necessary as it should be, then it becomes more like you just stay stuck living the same kind of lifestyle 6 months, every single 6 months for 20 years. So we want to make that change and make it fast. And you're probably wondering if you've got to this point in the video, and if you haven't actually seen me, you're probably like, who is this guy and why should I listen to him? So this is a quick one, why you should listen to me on how to bulk up 5 kg in 90 days, because it's not an easy goal. I would probably struggle with it if I'm being honest. That's mostly because I've been in the gym for a while, been training for about 2.5 years in this video, well, as of recording. So as you can see, I had a similar transformation, very skinny on the left and not so skinny on the right. But this isn't about me, this is a bit more about my story and who I am. So if you've never seen me, my name is Ryan McIntyre. I coach men in their 20s and 30s predominantly, usually helping them lose fat, but also helping them body recomp and build muscle. Because as you can see, I've stayed at probably about the same body weight, but I've gained about 12 kg in the same photos. And the main thing I want to preach to you in this video is if you want a transformation like Matthew's, why not take the jump? And for you taking the jump on this video is that if you were to sign up with me, even though I'm in university, even though I live with 5 other people, and even though I've just turned 21, my birthday was 2 days ago, why not take the chance and overall experience the coaching? Since I'm so young and since I'm so inexperienced, I don't charge that much for coaching at all. So if you take the jump and within the first month or two, you don't feel like I'm the best coach you've ever had, or you don't feel like I'm getting you the best I'm coughing up here. But if you don't think I'm getting you the best results I possibly could, then at any point within the first within the first month or within the first 2 months, you can ask for a full refund and get your money back. So if that sounds good, the main thing is you're going to book a call in the link in the description. But I'll give you 3 options because I don't want you to leave stranded here. But this is your options. So you can either watch this video and do nothing if you felt like you got no value from it or just wasted your time. You can click off the video, do what you've been doing, or stay stuck where you've been are. 2 is that you can try implement the stuff I've given you in this video on your own. You can take everything taught today and try to figure it out by yourself. It might work, it might not, but you'll probably waste a lot of time guessing. And although you might get there and maybe double or triple, even quadruple the amount of time you normally do, if you just took option 3, which is work with me and get the guaranteed results. So it's either you get your results or your money back. It's as simple as that. And I'm not like BSing here. Like, again, I'm not doing this for money. I'm doing this for results. And I know you'll probably hear a lot of coaches say that, but do they promise that same guarantee? Probably not. And that's because they want money if you get results or not. And that's why they spend years and years working with you without getting results. My job is to get you results, make sure you can do it on your own, and say, good job. Like, you can do it on your own. You can keep working if you want, but that's not my job as the coach. You can skip all the trial and error, follow a proven system, and start seeing immediate results like Matthew did after joining a free challenge. So if that sounds interesting, book a free call using the link in the description. It's literally 10 to 15 minutes. See a little bit more about me. I can understand a little bit more about if or how I can help you, and we can have a nice chat and see where it goes. And my final message is that we can speak soon, because what have you got to lose with booking a call in the description? You might lose 10 to 15 minutes of your time, but you'll probably get some better or more informative value about where your fitness goals are right now and where your fitness goals could head in the next 2 to 3 months. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this free training. For all the people that said they weren't losing weight on the last one, this is for you gaining weight. Hopefully this was useful, and again, hopefully we speak soon. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. If you click here as well, that's probably a link to my other free training or a video that YouTube recommends that you might enjoy next. Other than that, I'll see you guys.